Welcome to the Ice and Rain Protection System lesson. In this lesson, you will gain a basic understanding of how the ice and rain protection systems operate. The anti-ice and rain systems keep critical areas of the airplane clear of ice or rain. The anti-ice system is composed of the automatic ice detection, the engine anti-ice system, the wing anti-ice system, and the pack inlet anti-ice system. The following items are also heated: the flight deck windows and the aircraft probes. Signals for control of the engine, wing, and pack inlet anti-ice are provided by an automatic ice detection system. The system uses two icing condition detectors to determine if icing conditions exist. Both detectors are heated electrically after engine start. However, automatic ice detection is inhibited on the ground below 75 knots. Controls for the anti-ice system, the window heat system, and the wiper washers are located on the overhead panel. Review the anti-ice panel, window heat panel, and the wiper washers panel controls before pressing the Continue button to resume the lesson. When active, anti-ice indications are displayed on the primary ICAS. Review the indications before pressing the Continue button to resume the lesson. The engine anti-ice system uses bleed air to provide engine core and cowl inlet ice protection. Engine anti-ice can be operated in flight or on the ground. When an engine anti-ice valve is open, EAI is displayed above the ICAS N1 indication. In flight, positioning the engine anti-ice selector to Auto will allow the engine anti-ice system to operate automatically. When icing conditions are detected, the engine anti-ice valves open and bleed air is supplied to the engine core and inlet cowl. When icing conditions are no longer detected, the engine anti-ice valves close and bleed air is no longer supplied to the engine core and inlet cowl. Automatic operation of the engine anti-ice system is inhibited on the ground. Engine anti-ice can be manually operated on the ground or in flight using the engine anti-ice selector. Placing the engine anti-ice selector to On opens the engine anti-ice valves and supplies bleed air to the engine core and inlet cowl. The engine anti-ice valves will close automatically during start, for bleed air over temperature, for bleed air over pressure, when an engine fire switch is pulled, or when a bleed air leak is detected. The electric wing anti-ice system powers thermal anti-icing mats on 4 mid-wing leading-edge slats on each wing. There are 3 separate mats on each slat. To maintain aerodynamic stability, system logic controls symmetrical operation of the left and right wing anti-ice. If one wing anti-ice thermal mat fails, the wing anti-ice system automatically depowers the opposite thermal mat to prevent asymmetrical wing icing. Wing anti-ice is inhibited on the ground below 75 knots. Wing anti-ice may be momentarily shed during high electrical loads, such as during flap retraction. When wing anti-ice is powered, WAI is displayed below the ICAS N1 indication. Positioning the wing anti-ice selector to Auto will allow the wing anti-ice system to operate automatically. While in Auto and icing conditions are detected, power is supplied to thermal mats on the leading edge slats. When icing conditions are no longer detected, the system may enter a cleanup cycle before power is removed. During the cleanup cycle, the system continues to provide electrical power to the heated slats, clearing any residual ice that may have accumulated during icing conditions. Wing anti-ice can be manually operated in flight using the wing anti-ice selector. Positioning the wing anti-ice selector on powers the system anytime TAT is below 25 degrees Celsius. The PAC inlet anti-ice system provides ice protection for both ram air inlets for the cabin air compressors. An electric heater on the leading edge of each inlet prevents ice formation and reduces ice formation in the duct during icing conditions. PAC inlet anti-ice functions automatically with signals from the automatic ice detection system. Operation is inhibited on the ground when TAT is above 10 degrees Celsius. All flight deck windows are electrically heated. The forward windows have exterior surface anti-icing and interior surface anti-fogging protection. The side windows have interior surface anti-fogging protection only. Window heat can be controlled using the switches on the window heat panels. Selecting the primary left side, left forward, and right side window heat switches to on will apply heat to the selected windows. Selecting the backup left forward and right forward switches to on will command the backup anti-fogging system to operate automatically if the primary window heat system fails. The captain and first officer windshields are equipped with independently controlled 3-speed wipers and a windshield washer system. Both systems are controlled using the wiper washer panel. The left and right wiper selectors have 4 positions: off, intermittent, low, and high. The wiper washer panel also has left and right washer push buttons for operating the windshield washer system. When either engine is operating, the following probes are electrically heated: the 3 pitot probes and the 2 AOA probes. The total air temperature probe is electrically heated while the aircraft is in flight.